pleasant day for everyone. This is Cristel A. Barbasa, Bachelor of Secondary Education, major in English student at Cavite State University, Bacoor City Campus. So, currently on my second year. So, I bet most of you are familiar with I'm about to. If that's the case, let me unravel what it is about. Oh, why don't you just listen to my chicks first before I proceed? So, are you familiar with the word Cupid? How about Psyche? Does it ring a bell? So, let's just say that it signifies love and devotion. Psyche as the goddess of soul and Cupid as the god of love. By just hearing their qualities, I know we can smell eternity of adoration from it. So, what are we waiting for? Let me share what this Cupid and Psyche story is all about. The story starts with this girl who possesses a tantalizing beauty among three daughters of the king. The masses seem bejeweled by her beauty, even the men from the other side can seem to get out of it. Her future is way envious, even Venus napped because of this. Upon knowing the girl's beauty, Venus' envy arises, that make her command disturbing things to her son Cupid. The girl named Psyche, on the other hand, worries about how her sisters get laid even when she's not. His father taken action, afraid of his daughter's fate. He then asks Apollo for an oracle, but the latter is reminded by Cupid already. Going back to Venus' command, when Cupid met the girl his mother is talking about, he couldn't resist the girl's beauty as well. So he tells to Apollo that Psyche's spouse is a monstrous creature that she have to meet at the mountains. So Psyche's father is devastated upon hearing her daughter's fate. So even when they are flabbergasted, they still send Psyche to what an oracle said. So when Psyche reaches the destination, she was worried, nervous, and afraid of what is awaiting for her. But many seconds had passed. There's no one by her side. So as she wept and troubled, the god of wind Zephyr takes her to the mansion of her lovely husband. So when the time has come, her surrounding is filled by lovely furnitures, something that is not a monstrous creature has. She is warmed by that thought and settles herself with her current spouse. Although she is requested not to peek even once to her admirable, secretive husband. When the time her sisters weep for her absence, she couldn't control herself to embrace the former or her sister once again. Psyche's husband reminded her for numerous times already that there is a consequence for her every action. But in the very end, Psyche's emotions surrounded her system and chose to talk with them. Upon interacting with them, Psyche's curiosity had grown, not to mention how her sister convinced to do so. So when the night her husband came, she lit a candle and get a knife for all she knew what lies behind her back. She did not see any dangerous creature but only a godlike husband who peacefully in deep slumber. Psyche, ashamed, fell on her knees and almost stabbed her chest if only the knife did not slip in their hands. As soon as Cupid digested what had happened, he flew back to his mother and had to endure the fact that his lovely spouse break the trust established established for the both of them. He stated to Psyche, "Love cannot live where there is no trust." Psyche is left alone with a devoured heart and soul. She thinks everything through and there she considered asking for Venus' help. It did not go through her plan. Venus wanted Psyche to suffer, so she first gave her a task to win his son's heart. She said, "But really, you're so plain and ill-favored, a girl that we will never be able to get you a lover except by the most diligent and painful service. I will therefore show my goodwill for you to buy training in such ways." Her first task is about sorting the seeds. and she was helped by the ants. So Venus is very angry to see Psyche's accomplishments. So she just gave the girl a crust of bread and made her sleep on the ground. Venus thinks that if she could keep Psyche in hard labor and half starve her, her hateful beauty would soon be lost. Until then, she secured her son's chamber, securely guarded since he is still suffering from his wound. The next morning, Venus devised another dangerous task for Psyche. She said, "Down there, near the river bank, where the bushes grow thick, are shipped with the pieces of gold. Go fetch me some of their shining wool." By this task, Psyche almost got trapped in the depths of despair. If it is not only for a green reed, her life will be forgotten already. With the help of kind and gentle reed, she were able to go back carrying a good quantity of the shining fleece. Venus, of course, doubted her and knew that someone helped her. So she just gave her another task, and that is in the river of hateful called Styx. So Psyche is asked to fill a flask from it. Although her tasks seem impossible to do, silver lining is always there. This time, an eagle, his wings beside her, seized the flask from her with his beak and threw it back to her, full back with black water. But Venus did not stop there. In the last task, she asked to visit Proserpine to bring her some of her beauty, for she is delighted to do. In the underworld, all happened. Psyche found the guide, encompasses the guard of the doors, which is the Cerberus, the three-headed dog, and the most important thing is she filled the bags with Proserpine's beauty. Psyche is a mortal and a naive kind. She opened the bags out of curiosity but found nothing. However, a deadly languor took possession of her and she fell into a heavy sleep. When Cupid's wounds are healed, he fly out of his chamber and look for his wife. He found Psyche lying almost beside the palace, and at the moment he had wiped the sleep from her eyes and put it back in the bags. Cupid flew up to the Olympus to make certain that Venus would not give them no trouble again. So he went up straight to Jupiter. Jupiter granted what Cupid asked for. So then a full assembly for all the gods are observed. In there, they formally announced that Psyche and Cupid are married, and they also rewarded an immortality upon the bride. So Venus have no right to object a goddess for her daughter-in-law. So all came to a most happy end. Love and the soul had sought, and after sought trials, found each other, and that union could never be broken. And that is the story of Cupid and Psyche. So Cupid and Psyche help us to open the eye of majority to sacrifices and tender, not to mention how the god and goddesses deal with the challenges, surpassing amidst chaos, surpassing those adversities with the help of with the power of their love. So they wait and do the effort, and also they embrace one differences until they can finally see that they made it. So sometimes in life, it just have to be one to make the life burdens bearable. It just depends on how we are going to perceive things and how are we going to prove our existence to them. So again, this is Crystal Iberbasa, your teacher for today. I hope you get something from it. Bye!